I don't know when this said it.
Okay, that will be true. Thank you.
I can't get color can look in the eye. I said, yes, on, she said, said, yes, on, she said, my said, yes, on, she said, that's the best what was in top of shots. I teach her, she the same in your layer bush and them.
So, trying to establish the genuine motivations of bodhicittas, which is a wishing to achieve the full enlightenment to benefit all sentient beings, and so it is out of this motivation of bodhicitta. So one should think that you are listening to this dharma, and you resolved yourself to put it into practice. So, in this the statement of the motivations, so we said that for all motherly sentient beings. So I have some question for you in relation with that. So the all other sentient beings are called as a motherly sentient being. So this is to indicate, to imply that the kindness of all sentient beings are equal to the kindness that you of your own mother.
The Gorgon, but Tindella Newton, Sanchez, so the modern dry, then the ten dry notch, and then was 10 noise. No shan noise in the shot, and then was. And that intimacy that's on that way.
So not just we refer to all sentient being as a motherly sentient being, but the most importantly, it should appear in our own mind that as if the closeness of the all sentient beings upon to oneself, towards one as how close is one's mother to oneself. So it is this kind of the thing that the sense of the connectedness of all sentient beings as if one's own mother, that they meditate on, like the kindness of, or the remembering the kindness of the all sentient beings.
That's the suggestion. Top Hashala, Zobi suggested, Buddha said, regular son suggests Panjit. How to prepare Hanya Share. Buddha said, Shoto Buddha said, Mother, Ni Sabado, Tenity, Pemin Lamajivan Dueva. Yakuaim, she said, or she said, Charza. Veki mind, she said, or she said, that's a 20 quarts in the world, Buddha quarts in the world. Ni Saban, Mumba said, Ni are saying, Mumba said, the Nira Jewelry, there no you son jazz, sound of Jesus, did that for Jawa. How to then you let up with Shera is anything just Sonia Machabe saying, either sound saying, and she had my level the sound, Jesus, but then she had Lodi Jiba, and Israel. Payment the Majiba on mine. Ni Sabbath and my so to send it. I tell us, Vicky mind is that ni say mind and I shall take coin with that Tobashagi has it, Tobashagi, Karichet, say. Since you told you, I share because it's a good them, so you come to Tobashagi, any matter sound on you. That G. Chet, get you no but Tobachin and Jews, said mase teme mase tede ni che a so so na deni o ba ji no no son so na ya bu ya de han de man ro man lo som lo che me.
And then in the motivations, so there's also we say for we aspiring to achieve Buddhahood, for the sake of all motherly sentient beings. So now this term Buddha, so which is a Sanskrit term, but in Tibetan, in the very early the great Tibetan the translator have rendered into a very powerful word, which has Sangye, which has 2 syllables.
Yeah, so Buddha means Sanskrit. Tibetan Sangye. And Buddha means lotus open. Sanskrit Buddha means that. That said the waking mind was. Buddha waking mind, they did that. Yeah, Buddha Sanskrit Buddha, they Sanskrit find yoga, all as
awaken.
Lotus
blossom.
Open. And web eyes. All there and Tibetan Lotan Sangye. Buddha means Sangye. The Haja Sang Ye near Sangye.
So the term, so the Buddha, connotes the like awaken from sleep, or the blossoming of lotus flowers. So in Tibetan terms, which is the Sangye, so Sang, so which has the which connotes the word of the awakened from this sleepiness of ignorance, sleep of ignorance, and whereas this next syllable Ge, which has the which connotes something like the endowment or endowment or something the developed. So the endowment or the development of all the knowledge, the excellent knowledge. So therefore when we in our motivation, when we say that we aspire to achieve a state of Buddha, so we are saying that we are aspiring to achieve a state which is free of all default as endowed with all the excellent qualities, and then as well as in the motivations also why you want to achieve that, then to say it is you want to achieve that for in order to benefit all sentient beings. So therefore it is important to whenever we engage in any virtuous practice, so to include these motivations, bodhicitta motivations too, so in order to make our practice really very pure virtuous practice, and as well as in generally to if you practice these motivations or bodhicitta, then also we are making our life something very purposeful or meaningful.
Then soje gombo sa soje gombo ja kosa isa ngene de kosa ngi to yi se ke sa no fa men je kosa te fa yin gombo to ya ma ngene gombo se kosa ni go isa je ke ye je ke de bi da kosa te ngi to le gi se ke fa mo de si fa min gon xian nun de ya bu ada sa.
So the Buddhahood, or in Tibetan is a Sangye Kopang. Kopang is the word is more like a status, or the like a state of, or the status of Buddha of a Buddha. So you when you want to, when you say, I want to aspire to achieve Buddhahood, so you want to, attain, you want yourself to reach to that, the status of a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings.
Homa masibi, masite, Shonseva, Lucian Point, Shonseva Shache, John Botany, Wundu, I think he said, Shonseva Yolerva. Ena, Shonseva, Panjo Mel, Lucian Mengatic, Shirajimanga, Temoshes, and the end of the appreciation of Panu. The 10 on Yata, this year the Cardi Senator, also number topic, Samato, Satomo. Hasu tabi seche se ta hasu tabi seche de sa tombo de mato ba ye je sa de tone na lo she je de pho ba ma si de sa tombo tone de lo she men men 100 ya ma se ba de ngo sa da song de to le de.
So now we continue with the commentary on the Lam Rim. We stopped at this section which read, these ways for wise bodhisattvas to give when they have no resources are employed until they attain the first levels. So here it just says that summarizes what was already said before in relation with the bodhisattvas, or even there are bodhisattvas who do not possess any such a much material wealth. So in fact, there are some bodhisattvas who do not possess such a much material wealth, and yet how they can develop themselves in this practice of giving. So that was already been explained before. So have no until they attain the first levels. So that kind of the practice of the giving, which was explained before, for someone bodhisattvas who do not possess wealth. So it's only recommended until that bodhisattva they reach to the first level. So the first level, the level of pure, wholehearted resolve. So whereupon the poverty in resources no longer occurs.
Shusali, Tedana, Shonju, Sambana, Jesu, Somba, Nomba Taba, Mato Ipada, Hasuta, Seche, Satumu, Mato Ipada, Roche, Teta, Mete, Mundo, Jada, Shirachi, Jimba Sheba, that Roche and Doa, Mundo, Shirachi, Jimba, Yapushi, Yapushi. Lucian said, so the Yaban, Tatani, Katagoya Bushu, Tarkes, never share by Inosa. She just about Hasuta, Nova, Papa, Jatachi, Jatabi, as all in the Yotaban, Deba, Top and Java, Jatabi, Jetta. Sarah Tonja the Loge, Sam Macheba Toba, Jero, Sadet, Satamba, Hutaba Lotaba Tobana, Jazajan, Gasolitan Deba, Gasolin Debare, Javator and Gasolin Roma, and Gasolin this was a Gasolin, Yotaba, Gasoli, Yotaba, Deba Toba, Yotaba Deba Toba, that they are called the same machine on there to them.
So, and then there's a quote, the text quote, the text for the bodhisattva's levels says. So as we can note how the Tsongkhapa make the presentations in such that he trace the origin of this his explanations to a very authentic, like a Indian early Indian masters, source of Indian masters, and then at the same time he provide his own explanations with a backup by the reasons and the logics. So this text, Bodhisattva's level says, thus this is a giving of gift for wise bodhisattvas while they have no resources, which we can recollect how early on in these sections, bodhisattva, there was a practice, bodhisattva can develop the practice of giving by engaging in like a mentally, like a manifest, the manifesting the object of giving and so on. So it is called as, in a way, the kind of practice of giving, which is called as the intelligence practice of giving. And so while they have no resources, and then until they attain pure wholehearted resolves, so that is the state where when this bodhisattva reach to the first bodhisattva's bhumi, or the bodhisattva's level. So until that, so just as bodhisattvas of pure wholehearted resolve obtain a state which transcends the miserable rebirth, so also they attain inexhaustible resources in all lifetimes. So it's saying that how after upon reaching to that first bodhisattva's level, then they no longer need to rely on that the practice of giving, which is a mental practice of giving early on, because they, as it says here, as by the virtue of reaching to the first level, then the bodhisattva not only is free from from this bad rebirth or bad migration, and as well as the free from the poverty. So in fact, then the bodhisattva achieve the qualities of having inexhaustible resources in all lifetimes. And then what follow is the a summary. So this is summary of what has been mentioned early on.
La shese sa sa to ne ne de shi bo ji je yo ro na de ne ge re de thon be re de de nge ne lo jang nge ne nga lo ja bu ja wa de dong ba jin ne sa thon be yin ba la long zan nu men be ye de xin ni de ne lo jang de ne nga ga de ne she she se ra de ne she she na so me lo ja ga me lo na ra me lo xin ni 用啊的是melody 问他用个的可是在用啊的我现在在边也都了他当呢你就蛮弄的那个写吧写呢老把东西他说他的来的些那些天气他来他们那个时候他要了天在咋天呢你就把那些些呢那的干吧他写吧写呢是咱老个的是 the chen rug madu, then chen no, then chen cow this. Shin loba the mosi. Chavata, the little loche, gets up, sending in bo, dashi, 동이 지도 로 전변 제지라 지도 동안에 배바 신나는 대자지도 녀서 로알라 가와지도 가 공바동 로제 대 야마요바라 예드 셰기데스 대자신나 지도 라종게 시발이 좀 봐졌나 세라jen 다 레다 도무티마도 내 런던에 아분주다 내가는 로지 아부에도 안에 상주세 상주지 넘바 전에 다 사통비 점발라 론선서도 멤비지 멜로지 마루인들 등에는 로지 아부래도와 사통모 말에 로도 로냐 시야 못하지 미게 아부셔야 마로는 시야 쇼도서는 되니 차도 영어 못돼와 내가 많이 자는 야지 먹은데와 아주 대자 서서로 야부제면서 야부생게들 차도 전에 셀면데 아용도야 되는 생도양에네 이거 생다 쇼세바이나라 동아라더니 차도 요식을 와서 손대 연발라 놓선노 멤비에다 신의 쇼완동서 용아들 용 나셔바다베 예송라 다다는 주만 먼저 노과제 시바 신이 로바동 체바동의 린제 레도 로제제의 게사 세니 님보 대신 동이 로 제제서 동안은 배바 신이 대다 녀서 내 신이 대다 녀노라 가 공부다 신이 마진 대대야 공대야 만대 신도야.
So the under that heading a summary which says, so after you have taken the Bodhisattva's vow, make aspirational prayers with respect to how to learn the practice of generosity on the high levels. So, so what it is the suggesting here is that while one engage in the practice of giving, that is which is within one's reach, but there are other practice of giving such as from like taking the Bodhisattva's vow and to following the Bodhisattva, take the Bodhisattva vows, and to the practice of generosity on the very high level, high Bodhisattva's levels. So all those practices which practice of giving which are not within one's reach, in a sense within one's capabilities, such as like for example the Bodhisattvas who reach on a high level, they can engage, they could even giving away their own part of their body and so forth, which something which we cannot reach, we have no capacity to do. So he's saying that with those practices and how to learn that, make aspirational prayers. So with respect to how to learn those practice generosity on the high levels. So he's saying that we should even making a prayer that even if we cannot do that right now, so just pray that may I be able to engage in that such a profound practice of giving and praying for that. So this and such doings has a great it's a great beneficials, and also we do understand that how sometimes when we do not admire or we do not take delight in all the high quality. For example, somebody who possesses some certain excellent qualities, and which if you do not possess that, and then without a sense of such taking delight in their qualities or having lacking admiration in them, then we would even feel jealous towards that. So there is such a even when you are following, one is following as a beginner bodhisattva, so there is such a room for jealousy. So however such could be avoided, by the taking those practices that which you cannot actually do. You take that on your in your aspirational prayers, and then it says, understand and learn what is permitted and prohibited with respect to the method of making gift that you can engage in right away, as explained above. And then as to the one, those which you can actually apply it in your practice of giving, then as we mentioned earlier on, so be very clear about those what is permitted, what are not permitted in terms of relating to the practice of giving, and then accordingly one engage in the practices.
Yeah, that give you one around because more shares one. 10 minutes, you do, and then you do my tongue about the got, and she got it. Because yellow never change our mail, so that the moment my name, did you go in Jemaria? So that is it. Tell my name, no, I are got by it, and tell the Hakon, you are there. Loba dance,
so when it says here, understand and learn what is permitted and prohibited. So this all really referring to what has been already said before. Like if we remember, the text was in terms of the what is permitted, what is not permitted in terms of in the practice of giving. So there's a we have to take into account in terms of the time, in terms of the actual objects and the purpose for giving, and so forth. Like for example, not permitted to give the objects such as weapons and so forth, which you understand as a cause of bringing harm towards others, so are prohibited, for instance.
That Chevatas, that's it. Chevatas, Ledo, Loge, Geta, La, Seni Imbo Techi, Sungata. Little mother, Cheva, let them all on my red, Dakali Hungry, Chevada, that Ledo, Logedo. Then Geta, Seni Imbo Techi, Sena maybe that's a matter. Sena and Jason. Maybe the Pedro Senna dress, there's a pair channels over the Pachans over the new Nimbo Timby, Timmy, Loches, Tola, Beba Shina, Shini, and Lincoln, happened in Lada, Chavatan, Lea Loche, Geta, Seni Nimbo, Teshi, Tony Loches, Tola. Beba Shini, Lada, Beba Shini, Teta Nyosa, Loa, Tassis, Beba Shini, Teta Nyosa, Loa, Gao Gombato, Lo Teta, Majuana, here do I see, Tashi Maju, so sonatini. She get yes, Yaneta. You know, I don't think there's nothing other Logic habitation, Maji, then she might say, you want to change that indication there. Yeah.
And then he says, in particular, you must rely on the remedies to stinginess with respect to your body, resources, and a root of virtue. So this with reference to all the object of giving, such as your body, your resources, and your virtues. So it's saying that it's important to overcome the stinginess, when you are giving those objects. So this is to imply that even though there may be some benefit of giving these things, with a motivation, with the element of bit of stinginess, but there may be some benefit. Still, there's some benefit, but however, it could be minimum, and also in terms of the force of the your practice of giving also become weak. So therefore, it's the emphasizing that to always to trying to whenever we practice giving, so we have to also trying to focus the practice to overcome or counteracting the miserliness, and then continues after you strive to steadily increase your generosities. So you must cultivate joy for this practice and generate a feeling of sorrow for not having earlier trained your mind in that way. So this is to imply that if one feel that one have not done enough practice of giving, for instance, then it's implying or suggesting here that one should to feel bad about that, to feel regret that one have not the practice the generosities.
Melo Jabada, Massape, Melo Javare, Yero Shabada, competitor, Gesa, Runya Gesa competitor, Yala, the Mat continuing Mula, you're taking the picture, then I share, Nelson Loala, Gag Gombaton, Gag go Yero, then I appreciate you. Yero, Gawase, Pongo Chichi said, those in your Kazak Gaware. Then Gagos, anything, 10 years Batabi, so the song, you are touching anything, then so the Geshe Doga, Umben Doga, water. I'll take you quiet, Melodo, you don't take you come much and did the new level, happy in shadow in the water. Initially, upon the attack, children, Angel Tear, didn't let it up, but just initially Apollo, yeah, Mother Gochi Jana, by Hero, appreciate you, so nothing. Jamala Tadashi, Teran, that has on Tetuya, Gochi, Tadashi Nasia.
After you, okay.
No, sir.
No.
No,
this see the menu. No. So anyway, so after you strive to steadily increase your generosities, so you must cultivate. You must cultivate joy. That's what I'm looking. Cultivate joy for this practice and generate a feeling of sorrow for not having earlier trained your mind in that way. So here, we get the indication that get the advice that just as we should feel remorse to for something good practice or which we haven't put into practice. So likewise, if we should also for any practice that we have done, so it's saying that we should rejoice or take joy for this practice. So this, the benefit of taking joy, feeling joy or rejoicing in one's practice, so is as you would have heard before, this is to help. This would multiply the benefit of one's practice and then increases the benefit of one's practice. So just as how the making aspirational prayers can make the benefit of our practice like inexhaustibles. So therefore, it is to important as well. Important to take the joy in our practice whenever we engage in practice to joy. Same as how if somebody like a beggar who found a lump of a big chunk of gold gives a great deal of pleasure, joy. So something similar to the same way. So one should feel joy in one's practice.
다 돼야지. 예, 계시. 대다신은 로족이 시발이 심바다 내려다 지변도 내. 체라 연대 체 중에 임에 파시 조바시 니지. 이게는 나도 단단 내리 컴퓨터라 되네. 자심하다. 얘네 세 중인 거는 몇자 지지야 연구 알아. 대가도 선도 거. 계속 가리나 다른 안도 지시하는 심말하더니 제가 몇도 쳐보시에 뭐게 중요 되네. 거로 공부도 받은 걸 봐. 이제 좀 된도 내가 뭐지 좀 대다신 로족이 시발을 좀 봤다. 체라 이제는 제 중요 임비 파시도 봐시 니체스. 대다 터제 돈이 야나나 천대이 예바셔도 찡하더니 예바시 뭐 용거를 찡하도 라 논제가 기반적이스 제 기반이 체라 저도 유년 문대비 쇼주 세비제데 세반주 봐 셔도 가완장이 싫어 다 이제 싫어 되나가 내 저런 내 명은 배 로자분도 한테 저런 산토들이야 뭐 수제까지 되는데 네 정도 하지 뭐 예시 대다시 이제는 선대 예봐 셔도 진화해서 논제 저 개반지 세라제 나요 나기 유년 문대 봐시네 문대 봐 쇼지 세반주 봐 셔도 가와 예시 얘네들 쇼지 세반주 봐 깨버려도 강원래도 너가도 마고베래 거는 까면 내대 오라 라 까유 싫었어 천들만 마고 세점만 까거 천들고 심만 나건데 거는 라면 집인데 다 괜찮을 되지 거지 대제 제가 파시 디발이 대다시야.
And then he continues, for as it says in the question of Subhavu Sutra, so it's a quote from Sutra, once you do this, you will be able to complete the perfection of generosity with a little difficulty in another lifetimes. So if we reflect upon this line, so then it says a lot to in relating to our own practice. So which is to, for example, that it says that how the fact that how when we take into account of engaging in the Bodhisattva's practice, then how difficult it is, and even how rare that we would unlikely, or how very rare that we would engage in such practice. So this indicate that our lack of familiarities or habituations with the Bodhisattva's practice in the past. So therefore, from this line we can understand that whatever any virtuous practice that we engage in, so whether it's that the practice becomes something very becomes very difficult, or is very hard or not, or it requires a very minimum effort, or it's a great effort or not, or in terms of, as it says here, whether there is a lot of enthusiasm or there's an interest in that practice or not. So these are all these a lot to do with one's own familiarity with that practice. So if one is not one hasn't familiar with this practice in the past, then one will find it difficult. So therefore, it is saying it is implying here. So therefore, we must familiarize ourselves. We must engage in this practice and familiarize ourselves with this practice. So otherwise, if we become familiar with that, then as saying here, with little difficulty in another lifetime. So in the future, like in the future life, then with a minimum effort, we'll be able to engage in such a practice. So so this is also in aligned with the Shantideva's advice that the difficult or not is all depends upon the force of the familiarities. So and then as it says here, whereas if you give all this up and set it aside, instead of which means to say that not the applying this all this as into practice, and then not only in this life will you be continually tempted by very grave faults, but in other life as well, you will not want to engage in giving, and it will therefore become extremely difficult to enter into the Bodhisattva's deeds. So, showing the shortcomings of not engaging in practice now. So, which is then saying that such as even in the future or in the future lives, you would not, let alone engaging in the practice, but even you would totally lack the interest, or even you would show disinterest, or shows towards this such a virtuous practice. And then they continue. Furthermore, the compendium of the perfection states, the spirit of enlightenment is the root of such generosities. So do not give up this motive to make such gifts. The conqueror said, in the world, the supreme form of giving is the wish to give accompanied by the spirit of enlightenment.
Yes, Jechi, Gombadum, Shanchu, Meshi, Melo, Dabano, Bon Tonje, Zawadon, Bon Tonje, Choyamba, Yumbi, the Dolan by Shad and then Lazo Shibi, Daddy by yes, Daddy save Lazo Shibi, there, net, the net Tomba was there. A question that I will hear the Shanchu say. Just a treaty, Gombat. You know what my son said, 10 and pay what? The new Kwame get up, suggested there are 20, do not tell you that Romisha, Ronchi Shan, the teaching other songs on the way. That shows a coin, says Zubu Kumbo, and it's in the Tobashas, the nigger said they are Tabachi, Delba Nebajana, Jeshi Gombaton. Then Shonchu, Meshi, Melon de Pavos, Shonchu, the Meshi, Melon de Badons. Shonchu, the Melutaba, Shonchu, the Melutaba, Shonchu Tobish, Gia, Melusella, Gagomare, Moala, Zego, Melun, Zego, all the Melucheva. He's on Diga Meluda, Wanga, Son of Tessa. Melu said, the nation asked, Melode. Then one said, Zell, I think, guess I should, then the nation just wanted. That Charles Moose, Alco got it. Tonja, Tonja, don't want it. Cho Yimby, let Tang and the take Tang and I said something that. And she will tell you, say, just a Jeshi Gombaton. You know? Sharon said, they are doing Tonja guitar, shovel, they just talk 100. To send children to Badi regular young. You are? Mother, do not tell you, Tawi. David, the art is 30 and talk 100. Some theatre. Shonchu melon de ba. Then get a conch of Shonchu melon de. Melon chot ba. Seja toy de zubu suji combo toba wo ya de tada de jaba de melon chot jaba de chot jaba do. De ba no tong tongje za do. 동안 통제지 초인비 대다 매바 너는 라조 시민도 내 디바 왔어 난 건데 다 건데 멜론 대신 동안 통제지 자도 나도 면에서 현재 새 거바서지 동안 더 자도 된대려요 된 choses 가라 새서 장은 된데 되는 멜론데 나한테 지금은 정도야 돼 현재지 멜론 대신 매시 멜론데 반나 동아 통제제 자와도 동아 통제가 초인비데 자와데 동아데 초지와 데데 생도 자마이 동아데 초지와데 내 생도 괜다 되네다 로조시비거든 내 동바워스 리비 내 동바 대승다 다 뭐하시면 되야.
Then says here, thus being mindful of the spirit of enlightenment, the basis of the Bodhisattva's deeds. So this, the
멜로서제 사신데 멜로서제 좋은데 신다 동아서지 좋은데 동아서지 사는데 때문에 그거 대용죠.
So the basis of the Bodhisattva's deeds, so that's the referring to the spirit of enlightenment, so which is the Bodhicittas. And when it says here, thus being mindful, so which is to suggest that we should be reminding or ourselves of this bodhicitta mind, or to the cultivating that the bodhicitta mind as as frequent as possible, and even it means just to wish that the that may I be able to free all being from suffering and be able to place them into happiness. If you say this out with as in the form of prayer from your heart. So it's saying that that's what it's saying here. Cultivating it, aspiring to the basis of the Bodhisattva's deeds, and cultivating it, aspiring to enlightenment, and making aspirational prayer to become enlightened form, the root of all giving and the supreme kind of giving. So here, the Lam Tsongkhapas make it like a very pinpointingly clear that what is that supreme kind of giving, or the root of all the givings. So that is pointing to this bodhicitta mind, and also pointing to your aspirations to achieve enlightenment. So as a supreme supreme prayers. So as it says here, form the root of all giving and the supreme kind of giving. So work hard at these. So this is the excellent key point that sums up the meaning of the question of Subhu Sutra. So we also here come here such the word like a prayers, and which, as you know, in the contrast with you're saying dedications. So the main difference is that to do the dedications, then you need to have something to dedicate, like a substance or something, object to dedicate, such as your practice, your virtuous practice that you have done. you performed, and then you can dedicate that towards achieving enlightenment and so forth. So, however, there is no need of such substance or something to be some substance, in order to make the prayers, to make the aspirational prayers, without such need, you can simply have the thought, simply cultivating and even really wishing every now and then, how wonderful, that if I achieve the state of Buddhahood or state of enlightenment, so and it's saying here, such kind of wishing for the enlightenment, so is indeed a supreme form of prayers, and then obviously when we cultivating bodhicitta mind, so whereby we are wishing all the being to be into state of happiness or to be free of suffering. So in terms of the practice of giving, when you think of giving or sharing something to others, so what the better you can share than this the happiness, wishing, endowing all being with the happiness, and then be freeing them from sufferings. So when it says here in this passage where it says the root of all giving, so this referring to specifically referring to the spirit of enlightenment, or the bodhicittas. So that is the root of all of the practice of giving, and then the supreme kind of giving. So this one refers to the aspirational prayers, such as like you wishing to all your virtues practice as a cause to achieve the full enlightenment, complete enlightenment. So this is considered like a dedicating your practice towards the achieving the complete enlightenment. So that is the supreme kind of giving. Referring to, when it says here, and so in here, so we can clearly understand as well that how in the Shanti there was the chapter of the on the dedications. So which is also the about the perfection of givings. So now we move on to the perfection of ethical disciplines. So which it says here, how to train in the perfection of ethical discipline has 5 parts. So as the Tsongkhapa saw, the elaborate this topic on the ethical discipline under these 5 main headings, which like the first one is what ethical discipline is. So which is the what does the ethical discipline or the morality practice of morality means. So is the first, and then how to begin the cultivation of ethical disciplines. So which followed by after you having understood the meaning of the ethical discipline, and now of course you may wanted to now apply that ethical discipline or put that into practice, and so therefore you need to know how to practice and or the means of practicing the ethical discipline. So this is the second one, how to begin the cultivation of ethical disciplines, and then the divisions of ethical discipline, and how to practice, and then finally the summary of everything. So.
Se te gomba kone yoso zobali sanre pare shabachi ja yinji sharone senje nense male bad trawa ala kebi gone sanre pare zoba yana mai tes atela yo som tes ade keso ngoma shesa yene je keso shesa ya ta ko jantmo.
So the first heading, what ethical discipline is, it says ethical discipline is an attitude of abstentions that turns your mind away from harming others and from the sources of such harm. Therefore, you bring about the perfection of ethical discipline by progressively increasing your habituation to this attitude until you reach completions. So this explain the meaning of the ethical discipline or morality very specifically, because in generally we can say the moral ethic is more like a sense of restraint or a refrain from doing any like a harmful actions. So, but here it explained bit makes more clarification, more specific explanation on this, what the sense of restraint means. No,
never yella never the kind legas ngong yella never the jet nothing is lutas 다 먹게지 뭐 저서리 나 제발라 예실로 비슷하 됐잖아 야라 내봐 저도 제바는 야라 내봐다 다 마겐 말이야 링건 소저 마지발라 바다 로야서는 돼 야서리 마겐 네 자 참마츠자 마차테 다달라 다 야라 내봐 디 저도 가르 디 저거 다 걸로서는 저도 가르세네 나세네서 로자래 된리가 다 손이가 저 롱이 예대 먹게다 먹게 찔리 파로니 디포세 된리다 먹게 저 보이 보세나 다임바 에제 선저레스 임비 다 제어요 고네 어서 도발에 선저에 파세다 바르셔바레 마도 셔로다 세제 내세 도 말레바도 자라 개비고네 네 선저에 파조 야 마이 생겨내라 선저에 다 롱 수지래요 제라 내세에 봐라 랑게지 다 내려 다 되고 내려 랑게지 다 알아서 내세도 다네 마지레 봉알아서 마지레 바르 된지겠지 세바 바뿐이 대야 권에 권파 다선 대든 저다 논든데 야 하다 무시에 배서 대학 고쳐야 돼 얘네 정에는 내가 정한테 좀 야보 그거라 가디는 더 지시해도 언제도 강화라 먹겠죠 설자들 개좀 뭐 싶지 수용도 있다 다선은 수는 된도인데 늦어서
So when it says here ethical discipline is an attitude of abstention that turns your mind away from harming others, so that words harming others and from the source of such harm. So it is something, it's a sense of restraint or a thought of abandonment. Then it's the which turns one away from, as he says, from harming others. So here the harming others is really refers to the more like a physical harm, like whether it's the bodily harm or a verbal harm. So if we talk in terms of the 10 non-virtuous actions, so there are 4 of the non-virtuous action of the speech and then 3 of the body. So these are the harm that one causes to others, which is referring to harming others. And from the source of such harm, and so that is referring to the 3 non-virtuous action of mind, which are the covetousness and the ill thought and the wrong view. So these are the kind of the motivation, serve as the motivation or the impulses for which cause one to undertake some such a harmful actions towards others. So those are the source of such harm. That's what it's referring to. So the sense of restraint. So it's from the committing or doing something, the harmful action, as well as the motivations for those the intentions for mental intention for harming others. So therefore, it says, therefore you bring about the perfection of ethical discipline by progressively increasing your habituation to this attitude until you reach completion. So, of course, there's no need to explain the meaning of this line. But what is important is to, in terms of our practice, is to trying to relate this to one's own mental continuum, and trying to recognize this, that the meaning of this ethical disciplines means, for example, referring to one's own mind. So trying to cultivate this sense of restraint from such harm and the cause of harm. So then, however, it is not the case that you bring perfection of ethical disciplines to completion in the external world by establishing beings in a state free of all harms.
Navali dopi ponse komba sheba na sandra nyolen chu ite sa de sandra nyolen deso de yabu se jagare tena shiro de senche tonje nese de chalo madalo lais de chen den yabu de ngene so san jagachun ronge jetit detali navali lobi lavali dobi pose komba sheba ni sandra nyole yete sa de shenju de ya ta son te.
So it continues. Otherwise, so it's just the pointed out just before that the ethical discipline or the practice of morality as a sense of restraint or a thought of abandonment. So really, the relating to something which one need to cultivate within oneself, and so therefore the progress to making progress on the practice of ethical discipline means really to developing that the thought, that sense of restraint within oneself. That's what it means. The point of the practice of making progress on the ethical disciplines. So it then otherwise, as he says, otherwise, since there are still living beings who are not free from harm, the conquerors, which is a Buddha, so who visited in the past, would absolutely not have completed the perfection of their ethical discipline, and would therefore also not be able to guide this being to freedom from harm. So it's clearly made the point that if we have to define the practice of the morality, or the progress on the practice of moralities, in terms of the external, in the external world, in the outer world, to actually to reduce the sufferings and the reducing the harmful actions, then as he's saying here, if that's the case, then we would have we will then reach to such a absurd like a conclusion that even the Buddha in the past have not achieved the perfection of their ethical discipline, and would therefore also be able to guide this being. Buddha was also not able to guide this being to freedom from harm. So hence, whether all living beings in the external world are free or not freed from harms, makes no differences in this context. The practice of ethical discipline is just the habituation within your own mind to the attitude of abstentions, which turns away from the harm to these beings. So it's important to get the meaning of this line really sink into your mind. So it's good to even just to repeat these lines, just these statements, over and over again, and also at the same time thinking about that, and then you will clearly understand the point that is making here in terms of the meaning of ethical disciplines. So we will finish here, which says in the engaging in the Bodhisattva's deeds says, where can beings such as fish be sent where they will not be killed? So it is said that by attaining an attitude of abstentions, you perfect ethical disciplines. Okay, we stop here, maybe bring tea. So I encourage you to really to read over these text by Tsongkhapas, and which does carries a great, not just for a lot of profound meanings, and also carries a blessings. And so if you read these texts and also to just simply thinking on the meaning of this what the Tsongkhapa is saying here, so you will find that simply reflecting on the meaning of this text, you'll find it very effective in really calming your mental continuum down.